What is going on? What is going on, brothers? It's your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again for back-to-back live streams on countries. Been a minute, right? But we hear some new intel for you, brothers. First and foremost, who's in the building? Type on one in the live stream chat. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Mayday, Mayday. How's my audio? Are we good? Let me know in the live stream chat. I'm gonna pull up my stream. Who's in the building? How's my audio? Is it clean? Is it crisp? Is it concise? Who's here in the building? Let's see. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me know. We got 5 people watching so far. Who's here? Is the audio good? Checking my mic. Okay, who's here? How's my audio, everyone? Is my audio good? Black Label, is my audio good?
I can hear you fine.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Terrence. Thank you, Stay High. Appreciate you. Thank you. So let's get straight into it, okay? Special announcement, all right? Once again, if you want the Germany, Spain, and Japan live streams, get me to 100 followers on Kick, okay? And on Twitch, all right? You know what to do. Create accounts on there. I need 100 followers each on Kick and on Twitch. And you get Germany, you get Spain, and you will get the exclusive Japan live streams. I got a lot to say about Japan, bro. I got a lot to say. Some of y'all might not like it, but again, on this channel, we keep it real, we keep it concise, we tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, okay? If you want those intel, okay, get me to 100 followers on Kick and on Twitch, and you get, okay? Aside from that, same rules apply. When you come in the stream, yeah, like the video, that'd be greatly appreciated. So I pay some love. Hit the super chats, hit the PayPal donations. You can also book your consultations via the Calendly link in the description box below for IT guidance and IT support. Python course coming next year, either in January or February. Okay. If you miss your slot, you miss it for the next couple months. So make sure you join my upcoming Python course coming next year. More details to be announced coming very, very soon. Aside from that, cop the merch too. Get a t-shirt, get a hoodie, get something to show IP some love. And of course, join the Patreon, okay? You want to know how freaky women are. Do we have some Patreon intel in Singapore? Let me check that right now. Let me check real quick. If you want to know how freaky Malaysian women are, go on the Patreon, okay? We got the real lowdown on the Patreon. Let me check for Singapore. Singapore. Oh, yeah. We got some exclusive intel, explicit, X-rated, unfiltered intel on how women in Singapore get under the bedroom. That's on the Patreon. And Malaysia too. And I got one country upcoming, okay? And we got a stream for that coming as well. And that country, right, is wild, bro, okay? In my opinion, it's upcoming, okay? It's a very cheap country. It's upcoming. A lot of brothers are going there. And the women there are plentiful. And they freaks in the bedroom, okay? So if you want that intel, if you want crypto intel, stocks intel, go on the Patreon. The stocks and crypto I have spoke about on my Patreon, they have popped off recently, okay? My research, right, the research I do for Passport Bros is incredible. Take use and advantage of it by being a member of the Patreon, okay? If you're serious about being a Passport Bro and traveling the world, having freedom, you go on that Patreon right now and you join it, okay? So let's get straight into it, okay? You can see the title of the stream is Singapore versus Malaysia. 2 Asian countries, specifically 2 Southeast Asian countries. I've got a special guest here with me today right now called Mr. Black Label. Black Label expert. How you doing, bro?
What it do? What it do?
What it do, bruv? What it do, bruv? You good, yeah?
Yeah, all good.
Awesome. Awesome, bro. So, Mr. Black Label expert, yeah? Give me a brief intro as to who you are, where you're from, and anything special about you, brother.
Well, let's see. Originally, I am from the States. Over the last couple of years, I've become a de facto digital nomad. So I've been traveling since, I want to say, 2004, in and out of United States, sometimes, different states, but sometimes different countries. Um, And I got into the whole IT thing because I don't know. I've always had like a computer around me ever since I was little. I like built my first computer at like 13, and short circuited my motherboard for the first time, which was pretty funny. But I got it working, and I don't know. It's kind of my thing. So once the cough disease started to plague around the world, I got the go ahead to be 100% remote, and I knew exactly what to do. So been traveling around ever since.
Awesome. Fantastic, bro. Fantastic. So you see it, brothers, IT, we keep telling you, brothers, right? IT is a gateway to freedom. You want to be a full-time passport, bro. You want to get out the matrix. You want to be out there in Japan, in Vietnam, in flipping Panama, in flipping in flipping, Poland. Get your passport, get into IT. IT will give you freedom. Join my upcoming Python course next year. And you're gonna get that freedom, man. Okay. So let's get straight into it, bro. Okay. Singapore versus Malaysia. You were in both countries earlier this year, and you had a few interesting experiences in both countries. Now, brother, where were you in Singapore, and where were you in Malaysia? What city specifically you were in, brother?
Well, in Malaysia, I was in Kuala Lumpur, which is the capital, and well, there's only one city in Singapore, so I was stationed closer to the Marina Bay area, around there. Yeah.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, let's get straight into it, right? We're here for the woman, I think let's keep it real, okay? So, the woman part, right? I want to break down seriously. You as a black man in both Singapore and Malaysia, okay? Now, first question to you, bro, is out of those two countries, right? Where did you have actually? Let's compare the women in both countries, right? From your eyes only, in your opinion, the quality of woman is better where in Malaysia and in Singapore, where?
You know, that's a difficult question to answer because both countries are very demographically similar. In fact, Singapore actually used to be part of Malaysia, but uh, they were told to separate a few years, oh so many years ago. So demographically, you're almost looking at the same kind of woman, which is, uh, let's say it's ethnic Chinese, maybe 70%, and then some smaller percentages Indian and native Malay.
Interesting, bro. So you as a black man, you dealt with women in both countries, right? In your experience, right, where did you have a better experience dating wise as a black man?
Honestly, I gotta hand it to Singapore, uh, specifically Singapore because I don't know it's okay. So it's the same demographic of people, but from what I observe, what's inside the minds of the people is different from those two locations. So I'll give you an example. So when I was in Kuala Lumpur, you would see, lots of people gathered together in the park. You would see, Indians, Chinese, uh, the Muslims. But the thing is that while you would all see them together in the park, you generally just see them in groups together. So you didn't really see like someone who was ethnically Chinese hanging out with someone that was Indian and vice versa. But when I was in Malaysia, I did see that. I did see like, people on the coffee break, and you can tell that, it went more than like, people being acquaintances or just tolerating, different cultures in like the same place. So uh, so I definitely got a lot more interest when I was in Singapore. So I had an impromptu date, which like I was at like a cafe, and I just started talking to a lady, and then we just like almost talked for like an entire hour. So I don't know, I guess you can count that one. And then I also got waves and smiles too, just walking around generally in Singapore. But I didn't quite get that in Kuala Lumpur.
Interesting. So you're saying you got a lot more love from the woman in Singapore. So now Singapore, right? So, but the woman that gave you love in Singapore, were these Chinese Singaporeans or were these Indian Singaporeans? Because those are the main demographics there in Singapore.
Both actually. So the woman I had like a date with, she was ethnically Chinese, I believe. But when I pulled out the apps, and I swiped around, I got a couple different matches like all around. I got matches with more Indian esque looking ladies, and normally I gotta admit like that kind of ethnicity, I generally don't go for. But the ones I saw in Singapore, I definitely would. Like I liked what I saw there. So yeah, there's that. And then I also got matches with Muslim ladies too, wearing hijabs. So it was pretty good all around.
Interesting. And but these were Muslim chicks that were happy to date non-Muslim dudes.
Yeah. The way I kind of see things kind of like changing in the world, and this is me like also visiting other Muslim countries, that um, I think it starts to there's a difference between someone who is Muslim and is practicing versus someone who is Muslim and that's not practicing and hasn't practiced in a while. So you could still find like a Muslim lady, and she's maybe she's not practicing. So in her mind, it's more of an okay idea with dating like someone outside of her religion. So I kind of see that as a developing trend.
Interesting. So you're telling me you got love from Chinese women and Indian women in Singapore. And these are women that, let's keep it real, don't particularly like black men in the West and even in their own countries too. We've heard brothers from China give their experience there and say that Indian and Chinese women got an issue with brothers, right? And especially the darker you are, right, as a black man, the more problems you have with Indian and Chinese women, brother. Brother, you're a light skinned brother, right? And brother, keep it a stack with me, bro, okay? When you were in Singapore, did you see dark skinned black dudes, right, with Chinese women and Indian women? Or you only saw light skinned black dudes? And brother, keep it 100 with me, brother. Keep it a stack, keep it 1,000, keep it a million, keep it a billion, keep it a trillion. Just keep it with me, brother, please.
Honestly, I saw darker skin complexion dudes walking around with uh and we're talking about Singapore, right? So I
Hmm.
saw darker skin complexion dudes walking around with ladies who were a lighter complexion than them, but most of the darker skin people that I saw, they're not, you know, uh, African descent. Maybe they're more Indian descent, maybe Austro-Indonesian, that kind of look. I actually didn't see that many African descent fellows out there.
Okay. Interesting, bro. So now Malaysia, right? Okay. You got a lot less love in Malaysia. And I'm a bit shocked there because I was hearing that Singapore, the women there are kind of more westernized. And I'd probably expect them not
Hmm.
to give attention to foreigners, right? So why do you think you got less attention in Malaysia? Is something happening in Malaysia where we don't like it? Because brother, you're light skinned brother, right? And light skinned brothers just get love all around the world. And I wonder why you didn't get love in Malaysia, bro. What's happening there in your opinion as to why you didn't get love?
I'll tell you my opinion, and it's not just my opinion. It's also I asked around other dudes, like other expat groups, what they thought, and then also this Hong Kong guy who had been there for a while too that I met in the bar. And basically, the way that they kind of explained it to me is you kind of got to be part, or the way it trends is that your shot is a lot better if you're already part of whatever genre of subculture that you want to be part of. So, in other words, if you were uh, more culturally Indian or more culturally Muslim, they tend to date in their own groups more so. So from someone inside Malaysia's perspective of me, I wouldn't belong to any of those groups. I would belong to like more like an expat group, especially as soon as I spoke English in a certain way. Um, yeah, that's generally what I was getting, and I did get like a few matches while I was in Kuala Lumpur, but generally, whenever I got to the point where like I actually had one lady like unmatched with me because she thought I was Indian. She said, "Oh, I thought you were like an Indian person," and then I replied because I was doing like voice chat with her, and I replied, "No, I'm originally from the U.S." And then she ghosted me after that, which I thought was pretty funny because that doesn't happen like in other parts of the world. So um, I don't know. It seems to me that it's kind of like culturally what's the word balkanized, where like
Mm,
you have a bunch of cultures like all sitting together in the same place, but it's kind of cliquish in a way.
mm. So basically, uh, women there want their own race of men. So a Chinese Malaysian wants a Chinese Malaysian man. An Indian Malaysian woman wants a Indian Malaysian man. Is that what you're saying, bro?
That's what it seemed like. That from other people's mouth and my own observations. Like I said, when I was in Kuala Lumpur, I was looking around for other black dudes, you know, observing, do I see Chinese people hanging out with Indians? Not really. And I did see one or two um, African descent fellows, but they were already with like another lady who was also African descent. So I didn't see all the cultures were there. I just didn't see a lot of cultural mixing.
Interesting. Huh. Very interesting. So that's how Malaysia is getting down her. But what about the Malay women? So we know how Chinese Malaysian women are, how they move, and I've actually heard some stories about them. And I heard that they're quite racist, the Chinese Malaysian women, from what I heard from a different brother, right? And I'm not surprised. Chinese, um, Indian, Malaysian, 50. We know how Indians get down, but I thought if they would be in Malaysia, there'd be a lot more, not on that, no black time.
I
But
think
what about? Go on, bro.
I think it really depends on like their upbringing, right? So, someone could be, ethnically you look like you were from one place, but you were born in another place, right? So even if you look Chinese, if you were born in Singapore, you probably think more like a Singaporean than you would, if you grew up in the mainland. So I think it just really depends on, someone's upbringing to kind of like say like how they think.
Interesting, bro. So let me ask this, brother, right? Malaysian women. These are African Malay women, brother, right? What was it? What was the vibe with them? Are they on that time where they only want other Malay men, or do you think they're the most open to dating foreigners, brother? Or did they check for you, or was there problems with getting them in Malaysia?
I, as far as I can tell, it didn't really seem like they were open to dating foreigners because I was also observing foreigners walking around, and generally, most of the foreigners were with other foreigners. And I also went to like an expat group meetup, which you wouldn't expect to meet too many Malays there, but I was asking around, you know, you know, are there any dudes here that are like with uh, local Malay, and there weren't that many. So most of the expats were like, dating like other expats that like just happened to be in the country. Um, or they were like bouncing between there and Thailand or something along those lines.
Interesting, very interesting. And what, brother, right? Like, I definitely value your opinion because you are a light skinned black man. I know I keep saying light skinned black man, but if a light skinned black man, if a light skinned black man, right, can't get a particular group of women in a different country, what hopes does a dark skinned black man have? Let's keep it real. The lighter you are, the easier you have dating all around the world. That's why white dudes do very well. light skin looking dudes like Indians who are like whitish skin, Arab as well, light skin black dudes like Chris Brown. They do very well dating, right? So if they can't crack the code in one country, there is no hope for a dark skinned black man. Now, obviously, there'll be some rare cases there, but in most cases, right, there'll be problems there. It's normally the light skinned dudes that will break the barriers, and then dark skinned dudes come through the way. Okay, I think that's a fair point there. So hearing that about Malaysia is kind of shocking. I would have thought I'd heard that in Singapore, which is interesting. Now, do you believe Singapore, right, was very good towards you because they have proximity to the US, brother? Do you think so?
If that were true, then I shouldn't have gotten smiles and waves because they can't look at me. When people see me, they don't see some dude from the US.
Mm.
Right. So a lot of people, just me being in like a taxi car, conversation starts. Usually ask, uh, where are you from? And I tell them I'm from the US, and they're like, oh, really? And then I usually, ask them, well, where'd you think I was from? And most of the people in, actually, 100% of the people in around Singapore and Malaysia thought I was actually from there. Um, it's actually interesting because all the other countries that I've visited, they always, no one ever saw me as like a gringo, right? No one ever saw me as like a Westerner. Everyone always thinks I'm from Malaysia, I'm from India, I'm from Brazil, I'm from Africa, or maybe I'm from France. So no, there wasn't initially there wasn't that much pull. I mean, no one looks at me and thinks like, oh, he's probably an American. But I'm sure that there is such a thing as English privilege. So as soon as they hear you speaking fluently, with an accent, I know that gives you extra points.
Facts, bro. Absolute facts. So that's the woman part there. Um, so, brother, so now between Singapore and Malaysia, right? When it comes to quality of life, quality of living, which is better? And tell me why.
Ooh, tough question. In terms of cost of living, yeah, Kuala Lumpur like bats like every other, almost every other country. Yeah, well, almost every other city like out of existence. Like in terms of like value per dollar, like you're gonna have a hard time like finding another place on planet Earth where your dollar goes so far and it does so much for you. So yeah, like for example, like I was also there in Kuala Lumpur to have some medical treatments, and like that was like the best medical care I've ever had. Right? It was cost effective, it was timely, it was prompt, it was efficient. Right? So like I had to get like an X-ray done on me, and I didn't have to like see like a specialist or reschedule for a different day. They basically just gave me like a paper slip, and I just walked down the hall to the radiologist, and they got it done. And then I went back to the doctor. Like a lot of things you're going to be able to get done like same day, which is like it's unbelievable if you try to have Medicare in the U.S. So cost of living, yeah, Kuala Lumpur is like it's definitely the top. Now, in terms of uh, job opportunities, that's a little bit not as great. Singapore is probably like the winner in that case, where they are going to have like very high income, very high availability for jobs. As a matter of fact, when I was on that date with that Singaporean lady, she actually mentioned that they have a kind of what's the word? They have a kind of um, affirmative action, so to speak, for foreigners, where if you have like a company there, you're supposed to hire like a certain percentage of foreigners. So, and if you already speak English, so that also helps as well. Um, in terms of like transportation, Singapore also wins. It's not a car friendly place, but you absolutely don't need a car. They've got metro systems out of the wazoo that goes like all over the island. You can pretty much be anywhere on the island within like an hour or so. Versus Kuala Lumpur, yeah, they've got mass transit, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to kind of describe it, but it doesn't really take you to any of like the places where you want to go. Oddly enough, so you most of the time I was there, I just ended up using like a taxi, which was cheap. But in Singapore, taxis are expensive. They definitely encourage you not to use a car and to use the transit system. Oh yeah, the airport. Singapore has like the best airport in the world. It's got like the Jewel. It's like a small amusement park as an airport, which is it's a sight to see in itself. So yeah, um, I would say that, and actually, what I've been thinking is that there's probably some sort of play for me in terms of living between Malaysia and Singapore, where like see, Malaysia has like that lower cost of living and like very high value, but Singapore has high income jobs and you know uh, integration with the world in terms of financial markets and flights to other places. So there might be some sort of play where you live uh, part time in Singapore and then maybe like work once in a while or let me rephrase that. Live part time in Malaysia and then work like part time in Singapore, because like anything that you can't do in Malaysia, you can do in Singapore. I'll give you another example. So another thing I was trying to do was I was trying to get a new piece of tech because I don't know, one of my pieces of tech died, and I was looking at laptops, and it turns out that I can't ship from Amazon to Malaysia. They actually have like um, it's not illegal, but in order to receive like an electronic device from outside the country, you actually need a license, which is kind of wild to me. And you can see people like in the markets of Malaysia, like not just selling laptops, but renting them too, which is wild because I don't know, I would never use like a used laptop in that way. But in Singapore, you can just import it, right? You can just have it flown in, and you can just pick it up there. Um, so yeah, I think there's a lot of like interesting plays that can be done between both countries, and then also tax wise, Malaysia is a territorial tax country, so only the things that happen within Malaysia are taxable. Singapore is not a territorial tax, but the income tax taps out at 20%, which isn't that bad. And then they don't have capital gains as well. So not you can't call it like a tax free place, but tax advantage, yeah. So yeah, I think there's a couple good plays that someone could make between living between those two territories.
Awesome. So, when you went for medical testing, right? Did you pay for it? Was it expensive in Malaysia, like in America, couple grand, couple hundred, or was it free? Or did you have insurance? How did that work there?
No, it wasn't expensive. I just paid with my credit card. It was it was under $100 for me to get looked at a doctor and then get like an X-ray and whatnot. Um, they do have insurance there, but I think you have to be like a resident or something like that. But it's just seeing how cheap it was. Like you know, you don't need insurance for situations like that.
Wow. So it was cheap, and you got world class healthcare. You got better healthcare in Malaysia than in America.
Oh yeah, 100%. I will challenge anyone who thinks differently.
Damn. And it was cheap. Okay, that's good, bro. Okay, awesome. And brother, to see a consultant was also cheap as well. Did that cost less than £100? $100, sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. The consult with the doctor. Yeah, that was under $100.
Wow, incredible. Okay, interesting. So I heard that people, what people do, right, is live in Singapore, but go to Malaysia for shopping because it's quite close. They might take train or bus there. They go for shopping there in Malaysia and they come back to Singapore. Is that what you heard and saw there, bro?
Yeah, there's a city that's called Johor, which is like right outside, right next door to Singapore. And I don't know, maybe I was thinking like, if your income is already kind of like across the internet, then you wouldn't need to work in Singapore. Like maybe there's some sort of play where you can live in Johor and then just go to Singapore like whenever you need, like, conferences, flights, that sort of thing. Um, and there is most of their metro system gets like pretty much right next to Johor, or I should say, the Singapore metro system gets right next to Johor, and then I think there is like a train that actually like goes back and forth like every 30 minutes or every hour, so you can get back and forth pretty easily.
Wow, incredible. Wow. Okay, this is great intel so far, bro. Now, brother, in terms of people, right? How people treat black people, how they treat you, who is kinder between, and not just a woman part, but overall people, right? Who's kinder? Who would you rather be around, Singaporeans or Malaysians? And tell me why.
Hmm. I think I would still want to be more around Singaporeans, to be honest. In terms of why, if we're subtracting like the women part, um, I don't know. It kind of feels. This is very subjective in my own opinion, but I don't know. Singapore to me feels like a little bit more like homey to me, where like um, I don't know, like I would see Singaporeans doing something that like I would be doing. Like for example, I saw someone who was like on like a metro system, and like they were just like playing a game, but they weren't just playing any game. They were playing like uh, the Witcher game, the Witcher 3 game on like on the Switch, which that might not mean a whole lot to a lot of people, but you know, it means a lot to me because that would be something that I would be doing, and I don't often see things like that. Uh, Generally, traveling around the world or anything like that, or not even in um, Kuala Lumpur. So I don't know when I see things like people are a little bit more tech focused, I guess you could say, where like I don't know, that's kind of like their form of entertainment. Uh, that I don't know, that seems a little bit more. Uh, I want to say like friendly to me in a way because it seems more familiar.
Interesting, bro. Very, very interesting. So, safety wise, right? Which is more safer between Singapore and Malaysia?
Singapore is probably more safe. I mean, I felt extremely safe in both cities. Like I could walk out at midnight in both areas. But I would say that, and I can only speak for Kuala Lumpur. I haven't been to the other cities around Malaysia. But I could definitely tell that there were a lot more lower income areas around Kuala Lumpur, where things weren't as taken care of, which that desperate people do different desperate things. So I definitely saw some ripe conditions for that appearing, and I did see like one or two homeless people, but not many in KL. But in Singapore, I didn't see any homeless people like whatsoever, and yeah, I didn't. I didn't see any shanty conditions there. Where they might be there, but I didn't see them.
Interesting. Okay. So, loving the intel so far. Food wise, between Singapore and Malaysia, who has better food and weather? Food and weather.
I mean, if you ask me, honestly, it seems like it's the same to me because it's mostly like the same culture. I'm sure maybe someone who specifically lives there can point out some details, but to me, the food was generally the same. Now, I will say that I definitely saw a lot more American restaurants in Singapore than I did in KL. But if we're just talking about, I don't know, your typical Malaysian type food or Singaporean, traditional type food, I would say that it was about the same. And, the weather is the same because, they're basically in the same spot.
Amazing, amazing, brother. So, brother, back to woman, right? The woman part, because, um, like, so, brother, that's your experience as a light skinned black man. And, brother, let's be real here. I think light skinned black dudes and dark skinned black dudes, right, may have different experiences when it comes to dating, particularly in Asia, right? So, as a dark skinned brother like myself, brother, in your honest opinion, which country would suit me better when it comes to dating, right? In terms of indulging in the woman there in either country, brother, in your honest opinion.
Honestly, I can't tell you because I don't know. I don't know what kind of experience that you would have in both countries. I don't know what would be meaningful you or what kind of experience that you would have there because it's extremely subjective, right? So I for one I've listened to many of the streams that you've had, and people's like personal opinion on like certain countries, and I can say that almost in all of them I've had like a different experience. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad, but it was like almost never the same. And why is that? Because we both like different things. Maybe some people like to be in the nightclub. Maybe some people like to go hiking. Maybe some people their thing needs to be like they need to have a good gym, or you need to have like a cigar lounge or something like that, or maybe you need to have your girlfriend bathe you. That could be a thing. But it's extremely subjective. So all I can say is you just need to go and try out both and see which one you like more.
Okay, interesting, bro. Um, so, brother, in terms of finding wifey, right? Brother, you see my streams, right? You know what I want from wifey. You know what brothers want from wifey, right? So, brother, when you compare both Singapore and Malaysia, which woman, in your opinion, is more wifey?
Hmm. I would say if you swing more Muslim, I would probably go Malaysia because they're both Muslim countries, but if you put them on the scale, I would definitely say that Malaysia is definitely more Muslim than Singapore. Um, or if that doesn't matter to you as much, if the religion component doesn't matter to you as much, then I would go Singapore because people they will have a tendency to have like I guess a more open mind, right? So like I said before, I was matching even with like ladies wearing hijabs, and maybe the assumption was that maybe I was like a Muslim dude too, but I wasn't matching with Muslim ladies in uh, in Malaysia. So
Okay, interesting, brother. Out of those two countries, right? So, which one do you believe has more holes? So, more three or fours, brother, from what you saw and experienced.
hmm, it's probably Singapore if I had to guess. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't there long enough to really do like to check out the nightlife because I wasn't even planning to be in Singapore for a long time. I wasn't even expecting to like Singapore. I had some business there and I was going to be there for a few days, and it just turned out that I liked my stay there than more so than Malaysia. But if I had to guess, it's probably Singapore. Probably does have more three or fours.
Why is that?
because more of them are going to be more open-minded to. They're going to swing more liberal, versus Malaysia is going to swing more conservative.
So, brother, you're saying that if a country lacks foreigners and the women like foreigners, more than likely the women there'll be more free of force in that country because they like foreigners. Is that what you're saying, bro?
No, I'm saying that if you're conservative, you'll probably adhere more to your older values, like the Quran and whatnot. You'll probably stick to the book more, versus if you're more liberal, then the words on the page don't quite matter as much.
Okay.
So that doesn't necessarily say anything about foreigners, right? Because you could still be a 3 or 4 with like local guys as well. So I'm just saying and I'm just saying that it seems to me that, right, I mentioned before about Malaysia being a little bit more cliquish. Well, I think in that way it can kind of work into like that's how they kind of keep some of their conservative composure, because they're a little bit more cliquish. You know, new ideas don't really penetrate as easily, and they tend to stick with their own kind.
Interesting. So, brother, right, when you were in Singapore, Malaysia, did you see white dudes there? And were white dudes getting women left and right in both countries? Or were white dudes struggling to get women there in both countries? Or which countries did you see white dudes do well in?
I think I saw more white dudes with foreigners, or with locals in, I want to say, in Kuala Lumpur, actually more than Singapore. Where in Singapore, I don't know. Whenever I saw like a white dude, he was generally there on business. Like he was on like a business trip. Like most of the time, I saw them mostly around the Marina Bay area, and that's where most of the conferences happen. So um, I, I guess I didn't see that many white dudes that were hanging out with like Singaporean chicks, but I wouldn't take my word just off of that one. It's kind of inconclusive. Like I didn't have as much time to really like look around the city as I wanted to.
Okay. So, but between both countries, right, which one has the worst white worshipping culture? Do you think in both countries that white worshipping culture exists? Or does one country worship white people more? Or is there no white worship culture in either country?
On the whole, I don't think that's really much of a thing out there, white worshiping. Um, I know it doesn't work as well in Kuala Lumpur because, as I mentioned before, it tends to be kind of culturally balkanized, and you know, there's no demographic for white people there except for, you just tend to fall in the group of foreigners. Yeah, not really. I mean, I would see like one or two like dating like a local, but like that was like one or two out of like maybe like a month of me like circling like around the city. So not that much. I would say, yeah, I wouldn't say that white worship isn't really a thing as it is on other continents around the world.
Interesting, bro. Interesting. Okay. Um, okay. So, brother, overall, you prefer Singapore over Malaysia.
Right.
Okay. So, brother, do you see yourself living in Singapore for like a long time, forever?
Not forever. No, I don't see myself living anywhere forever. But could I see myself one day having a place there and visiting maybe, or living maybe like 6 months out of the year, and then maybe like 6 months somewhere else, yeah, definitely.
Okay, interesting. So I'm gonna open up the phone lines in a minute. If you have any questions for our guests, call in. If you want to share your story on either countries, call in. This is very interesting because, huh? Because as you know, like Japan is no longer my number one country. I'm looking at other countries. Now, I'm not saying Japan is gone off my list. It's still on my list, but it's not number one. It's not Ichiban Ski, which is number one. I'm looking at other nations that, you know, I could move to, set up a base there. I need to have more options there because what I saw in Japan, I wasn't too happy about. I love the country. I love I love the people. I love the culture, but I need a backup plan because I don't think the Japanese government and the Japanese people are serious about stopping liberalism poisoning their country. And I've got problems with how certain things are in the culture. And I'll break it down in the stream where I break down Japan. You want to get that stream, 100 likes on Kick, 100 followers on Kick and Twitch. You get me to that on both platforms, and you get those streams. Okay. So I'm looking at Singapore. I'm looking at Malaysia. I'm looking at all these other countries, right? And I'm a dark-skinned black man, and I'm a Beruvia brothers. Dark-skinned black men have a different experience to everyone on planet Earth. Okay, I only been in a country where I'm respected, I'm loved. People don't see my skin as a problem as a dark-skinned black man, and I want to be in a country where I'm dating successfully, and I don't want my skin color to stop me from, getting women. My skin color will stop me from getting women in China, without doubt. So why would I live in China? Why would I go China when Chinese women don't like dark skinned black dudes? And that's on record, bro. That's on record. So China off the list. Korea 50-50. I was there last year. I saw a bunch of whole white worshipping nonsense in South Korea that really made me angry. That's off the list, if I'm honest with you. Japan, a lot more better for dark skinned black dudes, but the way it's going, Japan, I don't know what's happened there. I need to evaluate Japan a lot more. So I'm looking at Southeast Asia. I'm looking at these countries where, okay, could I thrive data-wise as a dark-skinned black man? I need to get women left and right. I need options, bro. My skin color cannot stop me from getting women, right? It needs to get me women, bro. So this is great intel for me. It looks like Singapore may be more successful with me, which is good. Okay.
Yeah, actually, one thing I wanted to address in the comments is that there are a few people saying about how expensive Singapore is, which it is if you live right next to the marina area. Then yes, it's going to be expensive. It's probably going to be maybe 3 to 4 thousand a month for your rent, but you don't have to live in that area. You can actually live further out. So, for example, if you and you can do your own research and not take my word for it, but if you looked in the city like across in Johor, there's actually places to rent for like you can get like a 2 bedroom there for like 700 a month, and it's not just in Johor, across the river. Um, the further you go out from the marina, the less expensive it starts to become. So it just kind of depends on like if commuting to work is really an issue for you, and if you want to like dine at the most expensive places around the marina, then yeah, it can be expensive for you. But Singaporeans also have to make like a living too. So um, it's not it's only expensive if you want it to be. You can live further out, and then um, it probably won't be cheap, but it won't be expensive.
Awesome, bro. Um, I'm liking what I hear from Singapore. And the fact that it's expensive keeps Pookie and Ray Rays away. Pookie and
It
Ray Ray is not.
does.
Go on, bro.
No, it does, seriously. And I think that is actually probably going to be like another form of a moat that keeps out uh, all the debauchery from Pookie and Ray, right? Because like they're not thinking about going like thousands of miles away to go to a place that's not very cheap, right? That's not on the bucket list. That's not what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to find like the what's the word? Not the shortest apple, but like the lowest
Cheap
hanging
thrills,
fruit.
cheap thrills,
They're
right?
trying, yeah, cheap thrills. They're trying to find the lowest hanging fruit and pick as much as you can, and they're trying to do things like that. So no, while I was there, like yeah, I saw like no one, absolutely no one could be that could be classified into that category. Um, yeah, and besides that, like all the a lot of the travel guys, who talk about the passport bro stuff, they're not talking about this city specifically because Singapore has that reputation of not being cheap.
Yep, facts, bro. And that's the reason why Panama has not been tainted like Colombia, etc., etc. Because Panama is a lot more expensive than Colombia, and it keeps pookie out. Now, did I see 3 or 4s in Panama? Yes, I did. But the 3 or 4s that were in Panama were servicing rich dudes. I saw rich dudes from America of all races, right, paying for box. I saw this rich Asian dude, right, who was literally talking up this brown skinned Venezuelan chick. He bought a drink for her. They were chopping up in a bar. They walk out. He paid for box, right? But he was a rich dude. I spoke to that guy. He was a rich dude from America, right? So it keeps out Pookie and Ray Ray, right, in Panama, and I'm sure Singapore keeps it out because it's a lot more expensive. Chomeri says there's 2 million Africans in China wifing up Chinese women. Bro, I seen that, bro, right? But the women these brothers wife up right in China are not good looking, bro. I'll be honest with you. I know, and that's my problem there. Like, like if I'm gonna date, if I'm gonna marry outside my race or date outside my race, right? I need her to be decent looking. I mentioned here, right? I don't want a beautiful chick because beautiful women bring problems anywhere around the world. High maintenance, dudes after her. It's just too much stress, right? Give me a normal looking 6 out of 10 chick, and I'm cool with that. The problem with African dudes in China, right? These dudes, right, are wifing up 1 out of 10 looking chicks. Literally a chick that is basically 2 out of 10 in looks, and he's wifing her, bro. I saw a video on my feed the other day, right? Chinese dude with a with a child with this Chinese chick, right? I'm like, bro, is that your girl? Is that your wife? Of all the women you can get in China, bro, you settled for that, you know? And that's the problem, right? It's like dark skinned black dudes in China, right, are pigeonholed to only dating the leftover ugly Chinese woman, bro. That couldn't be me, bro. If I'm honest with you, that's why China's off my list, bro. China's off my list, you know.
Mm,
So
yeah,
go on, bro. Go on, bro.
I could agree that um, you definitely could date Chinese women and be successful with it, but I also think that the cream of the crop will be not in your favor, or it's probably they're going to go with the Chinese guys. I mean, what can I say? I think that's what's going to happen.
Facts, bro. I know that there's something going around on YouTube, right, about how Chinese women are marrying African black men in droves. That's cap, bro. That's big cap. In no society, right, where Chinese people are deep in, whether in China, whether in flipping New York, whether in flipping California, whether in flipping Seattle, whether in flipping UK, whatever, right? Nowhere in planet Earth, right, are Chinese women marrying black dudes in drove. So when I'm seeing videos like that, I'm thinking, who is spreading that lie? If the person one in the chat, if you've seen those clips going around saying, "Oh, Chinese women are going after African dudes," blah blah blah. It's flipping BS, bro. It's flipping BS, man. I know how these Chinese women think, bruv. I've been around them in the UK. They love white dudes more than anything. They love white dudes more than their own race of men, bro. And it's extreme. Today, I went out today, right? I kid you not, I saw around 20 Asian female white male couples throughout the day when I went out. I did not see a single black male and East Asian couple today, bro. But listen, right? I saw more white men with Asian female couples, right, than Asian women, Asian male couples. What does that tell you? So there's no way that in China that Chinese women are falling over for African black dudes. That's a bunch of cap. Shout out to Mr. J Bones for the support. He's right. Singapore is expensive, but great vibe. Absolutely, bro. Brother, is it a great vibe in Singapore?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. But I know you didn't party there, but did you feel like, it's a party scene there? Women want to party, women want to have fun. Is that how it is in Singapore?
Um, like I said, I didn't really get a chance to explore the nightlife, so uh, I don't have much comment on that one.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So let me post a link in the chat, right? If you want to call in. But I had to address that because when I see videos about how Chinese women are want a black guy more than anything, that's a flipping lie, bro. I don't want to swear, but that's a goddamn lie. That is a flipping lie. Don't lie to these dudes, bro, who like Chinese chicks. If you like Asian chicks, your number one choice when it comes to East Asian women is Japanese women. Okay, those are the ones that give any brother of any shade love. Okay, then Korean, but Korean is a bit tough. I think Korean is a whole bunch of white worship there as well that I spoke about last year in my stream. Then who's next? Vietnamese, because there's a lot of light skinned Vietnamese chicks. China's all the way at the bottom, bro. In fact, China's not even on the list. That's how much they hate brothers, bro. Right? So don't waste your time going after uh you know uh Chinese chicks, right? Your time is valuable, bro. All right. Shout out to I Am Waffles for the support. Do you think the white worship is due to Western media? Of course, bro. Of course. Like Hollywood is everywhere, right? And the way Hollywood operates is that for every type of white man that exists, there's an image for him that's all around the world. For example, Harry Potter, right? Harry Potter's quite short and quite nerdy. So if you're a short, nerdy white guy, you can model yourself after Harry Potter. And a woman who loves that kind of look will go for a white guy like that. If you're a tall white guy that wears a suit, you're quite cool. James Bond is a guy that's gonna be your image. If you're a ripped white guy, Captain America will be your image. Now show me diversity of representation of black men in media, Black Label Expat. It's all a bunch of black guys saying the N word, sagging their pants, smoking weed, long hair dreads. It's crazy, bruv. And no
Yeah,
one is speaking about that, bruv. No one. Just one image of black guys, bro. But the white man got at least 10 different types of white dudes he can model himself after, bro. Why is no one speaking about that in mainstream media? Speak on it, BLX, come, bro.
I don't know, man. I would only be angry if I thought the world was like a fair place.
Madness. So no wonder Chinese chicks, right, love them some white dudes. Look at Elon Musk, richest man in the world. He just crossed 400 billion in net worth the other day, right? He's white. Who's after Elon Musk? Another white guy, Jeff Bezos. Who's after Jeff Bezos? Another white guy, then another white guy. So they appear rich to these Chinese chicks. Then they have influence. Then they have nukes. Then they have power. Then they have Hollywood. It's a flipping joke in this world, man. Ain't no fairness on planet Earth, bruv. So it is a
Never
miracle
was.
that black men, bro, right, BLX still get women. Because every day, right, I'm thinking, right, how are black men still surviving in this dating game? Black men have no money like Chinese and white people, have no power like Chinese or white people, have no influence like Chinese or white people, but we still get women, bro. So imagine when we level up, bro. That's why the whole world wants to keep the black man oppressed. Because the black man who's rich, influenced, who has a great media representation, every chick gonna want a black guy, bro. Even these Chinese chicks, man, flipping heck, bruv. Flipping heck, bruv. Let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it flipping real, cuz. Speak on that, BLX, man.
Well, I can definitely say that it's not like absolute zero, where we still have a lot of influence in sports and media. So, except for maybe things like swimming, but typically, if you're watching basketball or watching football, odds are that it's going to be like mostly a bunch of black dudes, something like that. So there's that. What else? We also have like our culture tends to spread better than like typically like lighter skinned nations. Like no one no one in South America is dancing to like it's dancing to like Polish music. You know what I mean? You know, no one's things like there's no one's hearing on the radio is like, oh, I just heard like this new vibe from like uh like this new age Hungarian rap artist, right? So while perhaps some areas aren't as good for like black people, it's not zero. So we do have like some areas in culture where we actually do better than everyone else. And then on
Facts.
top of that, another thing is that, in my own opinion, through my travels of South America and uh, yeah, most of the world, you're traveling as a black dude, you're probably going to end up being safer too, because no one's really like no one sees you when you're. And again, this is my own subjective experience. No one sees you as like a gringo. No one sees you as from like an idiot Western person who's just like bumbling about. So no one marks you as like an easy target. Whereas, I have lots of white friends that been to South America and like they've run into like physical violence. Knock on wood, thank God, that hasn't really happened to me. But I can definitely see like, I have that advantage in that respect.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Darius Shambles, sorry, Chambliss for the support. There is not one black man in any Disney movie. Facts, bro. Facts. There's not one black man saving the day. There's not one black man that, women really want, It's always a stereotypical black guy playing sports, NFL, basketball that, is popular. What about a nerdy black guy who's in the science labs building the products that's gonna save the world? It's either sports or rap, bro. Bro, when was the last time you saw a movie or TV show where it's a nerdy black guy that's really smart? He's in the lab playing with chemicals, right? And all the women love him. Oh, he's so smart. Wait, I ain't seen that in a minute, bro. But every other flipping TV show, a white guy who's nerdy, who saves the day, who's a lab guy in the science labs, right? All the girls want him. Oh, he's so smart. He's got glasses, man. They do it on purpose, bro. Listen, man. The other day, right, in Japan, right, and I'll speak more about it in my stream, right? Okay. I come across a white dude in Japan, and this guy's like, at least he's a really short guy. He's 5 foot. I swear he was 5'3". Okay, 5'3" white guy, fat, beard, right? And then I see his girlfriend. She's some cute, good-looking, 8.5 out of 10 Japanese chick. I'm like, what the hell? How did he get that? Because it's not the fact that he's short, right? It's the fact that he's stubby, he's fat, he's got a big beard, he's scruffy looking, and he's got a dime in his arms. Show me a short, dark-skinned black guy, right? Who's fat, who has a big beard, that can pull an Asian chick like that. No way, nada. A Chinese woman would never, ever go for black guys like that. Never, nada, right? It's crazy, bruv. Now, for a black guy to pull a Chinese guy, you gotta be clean shaven, have it as a little bit as possible. You gotta be tall, right? You need to dress very well, right? You need to speak in a very proper tone, etc., etc. And you gotta be at least light skinned, right? Whereas a white guy can be anything, bro. He can be 5 foot. He can be obese. He can be skinny as hell. He can have no swag, no game. And there's a woman out there that will date him, bro. And that's why I'm saying, how can you be white and struggle with dating, bro? How can you be white and not get any woman? Because I get it, right? The average white guy wants a blonde-eyed, blue-eyed Becky, all right? But if he can't get that, there's an Asian woman, there's an Indian woman that will happily date you, bro. Let's keep it real, BLX. Let's keep it real.
Well, I have seen many of white dudes that don't do well, but most of them are still in Europe.
They
Now,
corny.
that state,
Sorry, bro. They corny. stuff is off them, brother. Because how can a white guy, bro, anywhere in Europe, in America, not do well, bro? Like, if you can't get white European woman, go to China, bro. There's some Chinese woman that is white worshipping every day, praying to the Lord every day on her knees. Give me a white man. 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 5'2" white guy, obese beard comes through the door. She gonna be on him like a like a bee to honey, bro.
Right, but not every white guy can do that. Not every dude can just pick up all of his stuff and just travel to like a new country, or is even willing to travel to a different country, learn a new language, and like meet like a different girl. So when I say like I would see like a nerdy, shortish, you know, wimp looking white dude in somewhere in Eastern Europe, you know, he's basically with the kind of girl that you would kind of imagine, kind of like, you know, a five meets a five in a kind of way. But when you know, export him to a place like South America, which, you know, maybe it's a little bit more dangerous for him, but, you know, I see him like, you know, batting home runs with like, you know, level of women that even I struggle to get with. So, it just depends. But black people can have access to some women that white dudes can't get either. It just depends on where you are.
Brother, the passport, bro, right, is our movement because, like, for example, right, and brothers, feel free to call in, brothers. The phone lines are open, right? A white guy, right, in America and UK, I'm being honest with you, right? I'm a bit perplexed as to how he can't get women. These are white-owned countries. These are countries where the image works for white guy. So a white guy in the UK, bro, okay, the white guy in the UK, right? I know plenty of white guys in the UK, bro, okay, and I know their preferences. They want a blonde-looking, model-looking, Barbie-looking white girl like what's it? Margaret Robbie, the one in Barbie, right? They
Right.
can't get her. They can't get her, right? He can definitely get an Indian woman, a British Indian chick, a British Chinese, British Korean, British Japanese. They're waiting for a white guy, bro. And I've seen that a white guy can't get his white queen, who go for an Asian woman. He can't get an East Asian chick, he go for an Indian. He's got options, bro. Literally. Black men in America and UK have no options outside of black women. And with black women, right, the high value black women, right, the ones Candace Owens ilk, the woman in Ladera Heights, in PG County, you got to be a clean cut black dude, bro. You got to be a black dude from a great family, went to Harvard, went to Howard, etc., etc. How many black men are in Howard, bro? How many black men in MIT? How many black men got wealth behind them, like the white man in Chinese? Not too many, bro. That's why you see a lot of these black chicks, right, who are from good families with white dudes. So, so white dudes are taking black women away from black men in the US, right? Asian women in the US don't like black men. Indian women don't like black men. Latinas 50-50, if I'm honest with you, okay? And they definitely like, thuggish looking black dudes. The average black guy isn't a thug, right? So what does he have? He has to be a passport, bro. Whereas a white guy will always have women lining up for him in the West. That's why I'm a bit lost as to why white men gotta travel, bro. Why?
Nah, well, I don't see it 100% the way that you see it. I still talk to some dudes that they don't do well in their own country and they have to travel too. Like, for example, not too long ago, actually, maybe like a couple of years ago, I was in Argentina, right? And I was actually on my way to a party with this Polish dude. And, you know, he tells me that, you know, he just recently, you know, found a girlfriend there, but like the whole time, like majority of his life while he was in Poland, like he wasn't having like any luck like whatsoever. And for me, like visiting Poland and kind of like, you know, kind of like seeing things with my own eyes, like yeah, I could kind of see how like some people there could struggle like that. Now, do we want to make the argument that oh well, certain certain types of like Caucasian people have generally more options across the globe than darker skinned people. Yeah, that's an argument that I can believe, but I think it's going a little too far to say like, oh well, if you're born white, then you just automatically have a card to like to have your pick like wherever you happen to live.
Brother, I'm going with that point. That I think if you're born white, especially in the West, right, where you have the most opportunities, where you have the most wealth, the media's on your side, where the average woman wants a white dude, and you can't get a woman in the West as a white guy, something's really off there, incredibly off. Because even like psycho-looking white dudes, or weirdo-looking white dudes, giving off those kind of weird SK vibes, they get women. Like the other day, right? Hold on, right? The guy who deleted the CEO of that company, bro. You know who he is? But you know that story, right? The healthcare CEO, right? The guy
Yeah,
who
I've heard
deleted
about
them,
that.
right, was a white dude. He deleted another white dude, right? And women are on social media, right, right, loving that the white dude that deleted him, saying, "Oh, he's good looking, blah blah blah. Don't want to be with him. Women want to be with him, etc. etc." So that's a dude that deleted someone. Do you think a brother? Do you think so? If it was a brother, right? Do you think that woman, right, would have loved him? Hell no, bruv. That's what I'm saying, bruv. You can be a you can be a serial K brother. You can be a weirdo looking brother. You can be a psycho looking brother, a psychopath, and women of all races, right, will still check for you. A brother who's a psychopath, a brother who deletes other people, women would even dare, say they want to get with him. And that's my point there, bro. The West is a white man's kingdom. It's a white man's
I
kingdom.
don't think so, man.
Come on,
I don't
bro.
think so because I mean that's the majority of like Pookies and Ray Rays. The caricature that we're talking about. Generally those are convicts, and sometimes they have deleted people. So, and yes, women definitely do like date and like have sex with like those kinds of dudes. So I think that's a pretty common practice. Even if someone's like a professional deleter, that doesn't necessarily like take you off the mark.
Jeremy Meeks, right? Someone in the chat, I remember him, right? He's half white, bro. Yeah, and he has like blue eyes, green eyes. He's basically a white dude that's tanned, you know. And that proves my point there. Even amongst Asian chicks, right? If an Asian woman does date a black guy, he's definitely going to have to be half white, half black, or light skinned. I've noticed that Chris Brown looking light skinned or half black, half white, right? You think you're going for a dark skinned brother like me, like a complexion, right? A complexion brother. Hell flipping nah, bruv. Hell flipping nah, right?
Just bring
And
out
that's
that
why
accent, dude.
I don't know, bruv, man. Um, I think Asian women are just, they're just the white man's, second option, bro. They're there to be the white man's second option. They want to be the white man's second option, bro. White man can't get his white queen. His white queen is busy banging brothers or dating a brother. He gets mad, goes for an Asian chick because he knows that Asian chicks don't like black dudes like that. Then they're happily ever after, bro. Let's keep it real,
What
you know.
about in Vancouver? You always talk well about that place, Asian
That's that.
ladies.
Okay, brother. That right there is a glitch. Okay, I'll give you that, bro. you know, I call Vancouver a glitch in the matrix because that is a very weird country or city where I did see dark skinned black dudes with Asian chicks, and I was like, whoa, okay, this is probably not a planet. It's probably not on planet Earth, bro. I'm in some sort of parallel universe. Yeah, Vancouver is different, bro. But Vancouver's like that's just one city, brother, right? Out of thousands all across the world where we know Chinese that live there. Chinese in New York, in LA, they're not loving brothers. Chinese in Seattle, they're not loving brothers. Chinese in Malaysia, they're not loving brothers. Will Chinese Singaporean chicks, would they love a dark skinned brother like me, bro? A dark skinned brother as opposed to a light skinned brother? I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know either, but you have to go out and try. But the point is that life isn't fair. You just have to play with the cards you're dealt with. So, you know, maybe we don't have all the options, but it's not like you don't have any options. So make the most of it.
I hate the card I'm dealt with, bro. I'm from honest with you, bro. I hate it. and I don't want to play that card anymore, bro. I want to be in countries where I'm loved, I'm appreciated for being a dark skinned brother, right? And that's just being a black man in general. I want to be in a country where I get options left, right, and center like the white man. The white man in Brazil gets women left, right, and center. The white man in Asia is a king there. I wanna be like that, bro. If I'm honest with you, man.
Well, then
You know,
keep trying around Africa.
facts, facts, bro. I'll be with yeah, Africa, absolutely, bro. And that's why Africa is back on my list. And I think I gave Japan too much attention. I love Japan, but the way it's moving right now, I don't know. Because I saw when I saw that white dude, right, who looked like a scruffy homeless dude with a damn Japanese chick, and the other factors I saw there, I'm like, okay, Japan, I hope you don't go full deep in the white worshipping like Korea and China. I hope you don't go that way, Japan. Please don't do it, Japan. Don't do it. But I need a backup plan, bro, because you never know with this world. So Africa's back on the list, Southeast Asia's back on the list. Um, I'm gonna bring in James in the background. James, give me a thumbs up, bro. Can I bring you in? Bro, you have a camera on. Is that okay, or you want to turn your camera off? It's good. Give me a thumbs up. Camera on. You good? Okay. Let me bring in James in the back. Okay, no camera, no camera. Do you want to turn it off? Let me bring in James in the background. Okay. What's going on, James? How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's going on, man?
I'm doing good, brother. Just chopping up about Singapore, Malaysia. Want to know your thoughts about those countries, if you've been there before, brother, what you heard, and then we can speak about the whole white worship issue there around the world. But what's your thoughts on Singapore and Malaysia, bro?
Well, a lot of times when people talk to me about Malaysia, what they talk about is hit or miss, and IP, that when a black man says hit or miss about a country, that usually means there's a really small pool of women that may give brothers a chance and are really not up to par. But he thinks if he moves right, that he can probably get a really good looking one. But it's like a diamond in the rough, not even a diamond in the rough, a needle in a haystack. And that is cue for, I'm not going to spend all my resources and waste my time going to that country when there are other countries that can give me better options. And that's why I thought about it. But if you go there on a holiday mindset, I'm going to party, I'm going to have fun, I'm going to, get what I can get, then you probably be all right. Like, I'm right here, I'm in Thailand right now. So Malaysia's not too far. So if I hear there's something big going on in Malaysia, or I hear about a lot of people going to be out there, so it might be interesting. That's not a big takeaway. So go ahead and go out there. But to choose it on a passport bro mindset, like I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do like 6 months or whatever, like a lot of people doing out here. You're gonna get that reality check. You're gonna get that race reality check. It's a rocky thing in Thailand, because Thailand is having the same concept as far as Malaysia. People feel like they get better treatment out there in Malaysia. They're talking about like this, anybody, black or white. But they never really give you enough information to tell you I'll get treated like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you that perspective, like I was treated like this, I was treated like that. But a lot of times when people come on your show, you got to step back and say, well, what is it about you, though? Is there something unique about you? And they don't even know what it is. Now, in order for us to say, well, brothers get treated good out there, you're gonna get a broad picture. It's gonna be like a very colorful image that they're gonna paint for you, and it's gonna be pretty obvious. Like what black men were saying about Australia back in the 90s. Which is not true anymore. We talked about that. You know what they were saying out there, and like every single brother, like eyes wide open, like, yo. And they were saying like that about parts of Germany and stuff like that. That's when you know that it's okay for you to spend your resources and go out there. I'm not going to do that in Malaysia. And what's going on is this could happen. There's so many white dudes out here that are like they get it easy out here in Thailand. I talked about that. And that's true in Malaysia and a lot of other countries, but not as much in Japan. And I heard a lot of white dudes saying that, you know, they get rejected like hard because they got like that. You are the white man. I mean, their head is a little more astute than other parts of, definitely more in China. But Singapore is basically fed by China anyway, as far as social media and etc. A lot of people don't realize that, but that's 100% true. There's a lot of Chinese in Singapore, obviously. So in Malaysia is also fed by, you know, China. And Thailand is starting to get fed by China, but it's harder to barrel that crap into in the heads of women in Thailand. However, what's known in Thailand, this is something people realize, it's not exactly you're ugly because you're black. That, oh, blacks are monkeys. That's not, some are like that. What it is black men are seen in Thailand and Malaysia as not willing to come out of our pockets and just throw money at girls. We do have brothers doing that, but it's all, you know what it's all about out here. So we don't just throw money in the air and just throw money at them like that. We just don't do that because, you know, we feel like we're being played. Other dudes, they don't care. They don't care. I mean, everybody else. I don't want to single out groups, and you don't like that on your show, but you've been out here. A lot of people have been out here. Other than the Australian type, there's another type of dudes who do it even more than everybody, and I mean on a massive level. Everyone who's been out to Thailand know who they are. They've pretty much taken over, and at one point they are going to take over. But that's what's going on. We're known as like either you like us or kick rocks. And they're like, I'm not going to waste my time with that. So everyone else is just, they're throwing money and putting money in our pockets, and that's the case. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case in Malaysia, but I've heard that. I've seen very popular YouTubers get rejected hard for guys that are like, he's just, different than he is. And drinks coming in, bottles popping out, and the girls are like, see, looking at each other like, see, told you. And that's just the way it is. But there's a lot of other places that we do have a stigma. We're hardcore, we're thugs, we're gonna hit it, and then we're gonna go to the next girl, which is exactly what everyone else is doing. But you know how it is when we do it, it's loud.
Facts.
It's loud. It's like staying on top of the mountain with two loudspeakers, totem pole style. We did that shit. We did it, and we don't care. That's just.
James, let me bring another caller, James. Hold that for, brother. A voice swearing, please, bro. Just for the YouTube, how they are. Chris, I'm gonna bring you in, brother. You're confirmed. Thank you. Let me bring in Chris in the background. Chris, what's happening with you, bro?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well, brother. Chris, fire away in terms of what's your thoughts on the national topic or what we discussed so far.
Yes, sir. So I wanted to ask you and James, because obviously you guys are much older and have a lot of experience. So what countries have you seen are not as prominent when it comes to white worshiping? Like where can we go, be ourselves, be just normal black men, and do well without having to live up to that athletic or like that rapper stereotype from your experience?
Let me ask BLX first. BLX has been around the world as well. BLX, Can you answer that question?
Yeah, Africa. So, for example, I was in Morocco, and there is zero white worship going on over there. So, I mean, you would see let's say sub-Saharan African people with very extremely light-skinned ladies there, and it looked extremely normal. It didn't look like, oh, well, this person needs that person more or something like that. You wouldn't even see like a white person on like a billboard. You would see definitely like an Arabic person, that's for sure. But to say that, oh, well, every girl's like gunning for like a European guy there, hell no way. I
can back that up. Yeah. I've been in Morocco, and even I've dealt with Moroccan women in the UK and abroad too. They love brothers, and I think everyone needs to know about that. Moroccan women love brothers. Even we've had brothers come on the stream who are living in Montreal say that Moroccan women in Montreal love brothers. I don't know what it is, but Moroccan women love the dark skin. Doesn't matter if you're light skin, dark skin, brown skin, they love brothers. Any other countries, BLX?
I would still say like Singapore ranks pretty high on like skin color not mattering that much. But if we want to take like the full culture, yeah, it's probably Morocco, maybe Algeria, but I haven't been there. But I suspect it's pretty close to being the same culture.
Awesome. So James, you go next, brother.
Yeah, I would definitely say Africa. And there are some parts of Germany that like Munich and Dusseldorf, it feels like two different countries. We talked about it on the other show. It's very big. The only other place I can think of really is Morocco, the place you guys named, but there's a lot of place that's been proven to have tapped out, which means it's changed. And I really can't. Vancouver is, I lived in Seattle. And you're right about the Asians who live in Seattle versus the ones in Vancouver. It's like night and day. They can't even relate to each other. They really can't. I dated a girl, a Chinese girl from Vancouver, who I was only able to be with for 4 months because she was going to Japan. She was actually working in a medical administration, and she's got a real good job out there. She was already on her way going, and she was just drop dead gorgeous and smiley, bright, playful, teasing me, jokes and making me actually laugh. I was like, man, this girl's from freaking heaven. And I was like, that's their personalities out there. That ain't in Seattle. You go for white women and Spanish women and Arabic women in Seattle, and they like brothers. They like you clean cut with your stuff together, well educated, well spoken. Yeah, you'll find something beautiful in Seattle. Like I said, Seattle's one of my favorite cities in the United States. As far as San Francisco, it's just too expensive. But yeah, I can't really think of a lot of other places because, it's South Africa too, definitely South Africa. But there's racism out there, so you got to watch it. But when you're grown, man, you know how to move and you have nothing to worry about. I've moved in places that were dangerous, and I know how to look out for dangers. But I'm ex-military. You just got to do a lot of research, and you can navigate through there. It's dangerous, but it's not so dangerous that you shouldn't go. Like Colombia. Like Colombia is a no-go. Just don't go.
Hold on. Shout out to Show Shader for the support. Not that long ago, it was against the law for BM to be with WW in America. But look at the great process brothers have made since these times. We can create the same result with all groups of women. That's a great point there. Thank you, Show Shader. So Chris, those countries, I agree, lack of white worship there. It's everywhere around the world, but in some places it's a lot less. Again, like James said, Vancouver night and day. I still can't believe that Vancouver is on planet Earth because I couldn't even when I went there, right? I'm like, how is it possible? I'm seeing dark skinned black dudes with Chinese women, Korean, Japanese in a Western city, and these women are smiling. They're happy to be with a black dude, right? They're showing them off. I'm like, what's going on here? Something's happened there in Vancouver that I just can't explain. And Vancouver is like 51% Asian. I'm like, what? So it's just weird in Vancouver. Like, go there yourself and you see what I mean. Like, black dudes really do well in Vancouver, right? And I can't explain why. I really can't. Any other questions, Chris?
No, that was great. So, James, real quick. So, for Germany, what specific races were the most receptive? Was it the Africans? Was it the German whites or the Middle Easterns or what? I'm curious.
Turkish.
The
whole time I was for the most time when I was in Frankfurt. Remember, I was in Germany for 2 months. For the most time when I was in Frankfurt, I had a Turkish girlfriend, and she was breathtaking.
How old was she, James?
She was 30. She just turned 30. Yeah. And she actually felt that she felt that I was slighted that I may have been too old for her. Because y'all know I'm grown. I'm 48 years old. So, but she looked at the number, and I really got it because I told her, I was like, 29, once you're 30, it doesn't matter how old I am because you're not a little girl anymore. And she started cracking up. She's like, why would you have to tell me that? I said, I'm just telling you the truth. Stop messing with my age. I'll stop bringing up yours. But and she actually told me that if you really want to get a good woman out here, you should definitely go for the Turkish women in Germany, especially out in Frankfurt. But they're not even if they're attracted to you, they're not going to give you the googly eyes. They're going to look at you, check you out, and they're going to give off body language that's real hard to detect to let you know that you're interested. They just like this. If you see a Turkish woman, she's gorgeous, you like her, go over there and talk to her. You're just going to have to strike out.
The thing is, James, right, is the fact that Turkish dudes gatekeep. And that's why I noticed that, like, they do in terms of like brothers, cousins, community. Like, they don't want any racist man with their woman. Maybe it's different for you, but in the UK, it's quite big there. And in Germany, I suppose the brothers there, and they're like, Turkish women love us, but the families, the brothers, cousins, the Turkish community, they gatekeep their woman. Was that your experience as well?
It has been, but I've made friends with a lot of, I got to get the gab. You know, I'm my best asset is my ability to communicate. It may be a little different because I want to make sure I said that because I had already mentioned that everything is going to be unique to different brothers. So that's my uniqueness. I do know how to talk to people. But at the same time, they don't really, if you're walking around with a gorgeous Turkish woman and you one of them brothers that got your stuff together, you clean cut and you looking right, they're going to be like, well, they're really not going to mess with you. But if you hood and you looking like you ain't no come up, they're probably going to mess with you and stuff like that, you know? So it's going to be receptive. And so I don't want those kind of dudes messing with the good looking ones anyway. I'm like their brothers and family. I don't want to see you with them either. But at the same time, you really don't have to worry about it because Frankfurt, Germany, aside from all the stuff we said about it, that it's probably not where you want to go. But yeah, you could go out there and find yourself a nice looking Turkish woman. However, it's safe as hell. And when people talk about the drug area, if you go look at Check and Effect, when he was out there, he walked past the hotel that I was staying in, right around all the drugs. I look outside my window and there they are. They don't bother nobody. Nobody bothered me. I never felt in danger at all. I walk to when they be standing in front of, they be like, oh, excuse me. And they move by, sorry about that. And I go into my hotel. So, but if you are trying to wow out, you're going to get it. In other words, if you want trouble, you will definitely find trouble in all of Germany. Everywhere, every corner of Germany, if you want trouble, you're going to find it. And I was in Langen before that, and Langen is unbelievably safe. And I was walking around, kids playing in the yard. Hi, and they wave hi to me and smile. I was like, where am I? Where is this place? I felt like, man, it was freaking nice. It was like I just stepped into an episode of Three's Company or something like that, Germany style. So, but, you know, as far as like getting a Turkish woman, bring it to the family, you're just going to have to hope that she's going to be like, look, my family doesn't like you, but I do. And when they go around there, I'll check them if they disrespect you. Every dude who's dated white women out in the United States know that that's just the way it is. You date outside your race, it's just the way it is. She's going to have to look, you're going to make sure when I go to your family gatherings, are you going to defend and protect me? Because you ain't going to be able to protect yourself until you have vested in 3 or 4 years in. And then when someone says, well, what are you doing here? Be like, what you mean I'm doing here? What are you doing here? If we good, we go out back. It's like, you can't get between us now. We'll both leave. Take my pie and my steak and whatever else I brought and be like, peace. We're going down to Jake's crib with his family and have to take Thanksgiving. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. But That's just what you have to deal with. But a lot of dudes who want to travel and date women, you should know that comes with the package. You know that. You know that you know. So
Thank you, James. I got a caller. Jam, you confirmed camera off. Shout out to Mr. Ace of Space for the support. Only the Africans in South Africa I went, and the whites, Asians, Indonesians, and Asians despise me as a Black American. They like the whites, so that's sad. South Africa is a weird situation. James, is that true? Probably. Before I bring in Jam, right, James?
Yeah.
Have you been to South Africa before?
I've only been there for 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can speak on that.
No, I can't. I can't speak.
That's fine, bro. So let me bring in Jam in the background. Okay, if he has any questions on Indonesia and Singapore. What's going on, Jam? How you doing, bro?
Doing well yourself?
I'm doing okay, brother. Fire away, bro.
You're on a roll, man. You're on a roll. 3 live streams this week. Wow.
Thank you.
Anyway, now I wanted to talk to James, man, because I heard what he said about Thailand. I know it's a little bit off stream, so if not, I could go next week. But he mentioned something about Thailand and the white worship there, and it might be an age thing, I don't know. But I was there. I've been in Thailand for 6 months in total. I did not experience that. I mean, I've told you about this before in previous streams. In fact, what I experienced was white hate because I was taking the good looking women. You know what I mean? I didn't have to spend any cash. You know what I mean? So I had a lot of bad looks with people. Now don't get me wrong, there was white people who were very cool. One of them I actually just talked to. It's ironic you mentioned this dude because one of them I just talked to earlier today. He Snapchatted me. He just got back to Thailand 3 days ago. He was the one who kind of showed me the ropes of how to get in Thailand when I first got there. But a lot of white dudes will hate on you because, and this is my fear. I already told this before, right? Black men, right? We have the high standards from our women, right? In order to be successful with our women and with the ABWs, we have the highest standards. You have to be essentially like what do you call Pookie Ray Ray, that type of dude. So if you're successful with ABWs in America, you go to Thailand, bro, it's gonna be easy for you, bro. And I'll even list places, like I'll list names exactly where this at because I've had no issues over there. And I didn't spend any guap, like any dope. I mean, like obviously when I get a drink, whatever, do something like that, sure. But I mean, I knew these white dudes, they would actually be spending, like they'd be doing P for P. I never did any of that crap. And I mean, I never did any of that stuff. And I had a bunch of success to the point where the white dudes were, even the white dudes who were cool with me, they were kind of low-key hating because I got all the attention. What I will say is you come in as a black dude and you're sloppy, right? Then yeah, it's going to be a problem. I'll be honest with you. And here's my theory on this. I know I'm rambling, so I'll be quick. My theory on this is because James said this before, and he's right. Every race does this, right? But the reason why it's a problem with black people does this. You say it's loud. I disagree on that. I don't think it's because it's loud. I think it's because when other races of people find out that the girl they're with has been with a black dude, right? As Pooh would say, that Super Saiyan 3 energy, right? They don't want to compete with that. If a white dude with a chick and she should find out to be with another Asian or Indian, he's thinking, okay, that's fine. I can compete with that. But they find out James, you were there before he was. He's not trying to compete with that. That's the real problem. That's really what it is. It's not the whole we going get loud, we going crazy. Because the people that I've met, the black people I've met, I was surprised because there's actually a decent amount of black dudes in Thailand, more than I would have suspected. The people I met there, they're like-minded people. They're the people here. It ain't that. It's the fact that the other dudes don't want to compete with the blacks. That's really what it is.
I'm confused as to what your point is. I really am confused. I'm not exactly sure what angle you're coming from, but what part of Thailand were you in?
All right, so the two main places I spent the majority of my time, I was in Thailand for 6 months. But the two main places that I spent the majority of my time was in Pattaya and Bangkok. Obviously, I went to Krabi and other places, but yeah, those were the two main places.
So you were in Pattaya and Bangkok, and you were getting attractive Thai women easy, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
you didn't have a problem.
I got receipts too. I had no problems there. No problem.
Okay, no, I have dated attractive Thai women as well, but you do know that I said for the most part, right?
I saw the brothers winning too. Like it's not even just me. Like I got.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, just a second. We've always had people that will come on this show and say They have a great time, no problems. They see brothers, but I'm always the guy that comes on here and gives you the reality check. And I have
We appreciate that.
I have video footage of plenty of brothers out in Pattaya and Bangkok getting rejected, and then they go and they bottom shelf bread. I mean, I see it a lot, but I also see dudes.
Where were you? If you don't mind me asking, where were you exactly?
Same places. Bangkok and Pattaya. I'm in Pattaya right now, and I'm dating a girl who's drop dead gorgeous. I would say, but at the same time, what I said was what's going on and why it is much, much, much easier for white guys than black guys. And then I stated the reason. Okay, some of it is white worshipping, but it's also, especially out here in Pattaya, that we don't come out of our pockets the way other races do. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Are there brothers who can come out of both and go into both places and do well? Of course you can. I never said you can't, but at the same time, I rarely see brothers with beautiful Thai women.
So where do you go? You're in Pattaya right now, right? You're in Pattaya right now, right? Correct. So where do you what clubs do you where do you be going to? Because for example, the place I would go to the most is the clubs.
I don't just go to clubs. I don't just go to clubs. Day game is best game in Thailand. If you want a decent girl, you day game. You don't go out to 808 and stuff like that and hoping to find something nice. You do that, then you're not really shopping. You're not really fishing in a pool of decent women. And they're probably gonna. And if you're sitting there going up to a girl and out in 808 or something like that, or iBar or whatever, and you're talking like you want a girlfriend, she's gonna think you're an idiot and she's gonna play you. Thai women are not stupid. They're pretty astute.
I mean, you don't.
Expensive.
Yeah, no.
You know that.
I mean, like I said, no, I get that, but you don't go and say I want a girlfriend, right? You just be chilling, you be vibing, and then it kind of just happens. That's just really how it works.
Well, yeah, but they're going to know the body language that you're not just looking for pay for play, or you're not just looking for a one night stand. They're going to know that pretty quick.
All right. Well, what I'm saying is that, like I said, I've been in the exact same place. You said you're there right now, so obviously you've been there more recently, because the last time I was there was February of this year. So, I mean, unless things changed in the last 10 months, I don't know. But I'll be there next year. I'll be there next year at the same time, February.
What is it you say that may have? I mean, what did I say that would? What part of it that you believe changed based on what I just said to you? That what?
Well, I think you're saying, like, I just don't believe that, because I've been to places where white worship is. I would say the white worship here and actually in Brazil is higher than the white worship in Thailand.
I never challenged to say. I never challenged any other countries. I was just talking about what's going on here in Thailand. We're talking about Malaysia, and the reason why I brought up Thailand is because there's some similarities to what's going on in both countries.
What I'll say is that if someone looks like you, if a brother looks like you, right? They're fit, they come correct. I don't think they're gonna have any problems. What I think is when you.
I agreed on that. Yeah, I said that.
Okay, well then, yeah. All right, so then, yeah. I guess I'm just clarifying because.
Yeah, but at the same time, it is still unbelievably easier for white guys. Like, I mean, in other words, if you're competing with a white guy, you're probably going to get rejected. And I've seen really popular YouTubers get like next. I mean, they were sitting there talking to the girl, nice, good looking, with just like the kind of curves that people think that don't exist in Thailand. And guys, I'm telling you right now, there's plenty of Thai women out here that look like women from Colombia. I'm telling you right now, stop tripping. He can attest to that. But he was all, yeah, facts. Yeah, he was all over this girl, smiling. He was happy, getting drinks. White dude just came over there and just pulled her. What? She laughed and she was like, and just snatched her up. Yeah, this gently pulled her away. Oh yeah, no problem. And he was just sitting there with his drink, start dancing, looking down. Next thing you know, he's paid for his drink and left.
Type in the private chat that was. Can you post a video in the private chat? That's what that video was.
Yeah, it's not the first time.
I guess that's what I'm contesting, right? But I don't know what the dude looked like. You know what I mean? I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know what the dude looked like.
No. I'm not gonna go after a YouTuber like that. That's not what I'm trying to do.
No, I don't need to know a
do that.
YouTuber. I
Yeah,
don't need to know.
no, I'm not. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not trying to say nothing about YouTuber. I'm just, the reason why I brought that up is because a lot of the YouTubers are seasoned. You know what I'm saying? Travelers, seasoned travelers. In other words, they know the game and they've been out here before, so they already know how to move. So you can't just say they didn't understand how to move out there and that's why it happened. No, it was because
I wasn't actually going to say that. I wasn't
well,
actually.
no, I'm
If you
just
heard me
saying. But all right, but what I'm saying is they definitely get it a lot easier. I mean, I've gotten girls just wave their hand in their face, no, 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 and it's some regular old white guy just bounce on in there, and she starts bouncing on his lap like nothing, and the dude is GQ, fit, built.
Okay, so
Go, no,
real
no,
quick,
no,
how
no,
long
no.
are you going to be? How long are you going to be there? Let me ask you. How long are you going to be in Pattaya? Just wondering.
I'll be here to January 20th.
Okay, so I'll just miss you then. But yeah, I guess that's where my contention is the whole GQ. Because from what I've seen, bro, if the dude is GQ, the white dudes can't compete. And my theory on this is the fact that essentially, if you're a foreigner, the time people look at you like you're rich, right? So whether
I
you white,
disagree.
black, whatever.
I disagree, bro. I disagree. If a black,
Have
so
you been
basically
there?
a GQ
Let's
black
see.
guy, right? So in overall, right, it doesn't matter any country, right? A GQ black guy versus a normal white guy. Normal white guy's gonna do better, bro. I'm honest with you, because he has a white skin, and we have to accept that. You know, around the world, white worship is a problem. A GQ black guy, clean cut in a suit, right? Versus a white guy with blue t-shirt, just pair of jeans, Converse sneakers. The white guy's gonna do better, bro. Anyway, whether it's Japan, Thailand, Brazil, England, America, it's how the world is, bro.
I agree with you completely, but this is the one thing. Like you and I, pretty much, you and I have almost the exact same opinions. This is the one thing that I was there, and I've been there for a good amount of time. I mean, unless it's just me, I don't think I'm some. I mean, I think I'm in shape and stuff like that, but I don't think I'm some super GQ dude, like good look in the face, right?
I am.
But all right, well, that makes my point even stronger. But my whole point is like I was there, bro. I was there. I was there for 6 months. It wasn't just like I was there for a vacation. I was there for 6 months, and I saw this with my own eyes. Now, I don't think like look, IP. We all agree that white worship is pretty much, it's just a problem of the world, right? So we're not essentially arguing, right? Where's a place where because I think white worship exists anywhere, even the place where we say it's better, right? It's always going to exist. It's more about the degrees. Right, it's more about the degrees, right? In some places, right, a dude who's a white guy that's a 3 can outcompete a black guy that's an 8, right? So we're saying, okay, where is the competition lesser? Like, where is the degree? Where is the white worship not as crazy? Where a dude who's a 3 can't compete with a black guy that's a 5? That's really what we're arguing here, right?
Yes,
At least that's what I believe. Yeah,
And I'm
And so
gonna
what I'm
tell you
saying is
right
in
now,
Thailand.
right? And you're gonna do better in Japan than you are gonna do in Thailand.
Well, I haven't been to Japan yet, but I'll be in Japan next year. So I'll be able to. So if I'm going to take this down. I'm going to take notes because I'll be in Japan next year, April 2025. It's already there. I've been studying Japanese, so I'll definitely take notes and see that. But I'm telling you,
Hey,
I've been to 12
that's good.
countries.
All I gotta say is that's good material for IP. And if it's thorough and you're honest, that's good food for us. I want you to do that. I want you to go out there, and when you, after a month or two, hit IP up, get down all your information, and be as honest as you can, gut rich like I am. Everyone knows when I come on IP, I'm gonna get you the shit. Damn, my bad. I'm gonna give you the dunk out of your butt. Truth. I love it. I love telling the truth. I do not like lying. I ain't gonna lie. I love telling people the truth. I love it. It makes me feel good. I make sure, and I be thinking, frowned up, looking around like, what else can I say? What else can I throw in there? I throw everything in there. You do that, you're going to help us, him, and yourself. Because if you ain't thorough and we're thinking maybe you missed something because of what you're saying about Thailand, and a lot of brothers if he have 100 brothers that are out here right now, I'm telling you right now, most of them are going to say what we're saying because they've all seen it. We've all witnessed enough to know, especially out here in Pattaya. And keep in mind that I didn't really say that the white guys do better than us because of white worship. I said it's some of that. There is some of that, more so in Bangkok than Pattaya. There's more white worship in Bangkok than it is in Pattaya. I said the main reason is because they throw money at them. They know they can get money out of these guys, especially an old European white guy. That is a cash cow. The dude, that is a walking ATM to Thai women. Are you kidding me?
No, I agree. That's where look, like I said, like I pretty much agree with almost everything you're saying. This is where I think some things have to do with the age.
And
because
Ghana.
I'm a gen-
And Ghana too. Didn't mean to cut you off, but Ghana's like that too. Sorry, everyone keeps battling on this, but there's white worshiping in Ghana, and it's bad.
Yeah, have you been Ghana, James?
I've only been there for a day, but I do know people, and the people that I spoke to, they're pretty thorough. And I know how to ask the right questions. I'll get it out of you. I know how to ask the right questions, and I got good information, even though I wasn't there. About what's going on, and a lot of YouTube and videos and everything. This, and even what's it? The King Kong, the dude, you know what I'm talking about. The don't date no snowflakes or whatever, no bunny hopping. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Even he said that he saw it out there. He saw the white horse and white Jesus. He saw it and he admitted it. He looked like he was about to cry. What he said. But I'm just
That's facts, bro. That's facts. I haven't been there either, but I got connections over there, and he's absolutely telling the truth about that. I mean, I haven't been there either, but I got a lot of connections. They say the exact same thing. So that's facts.
And,
it's just a reason why I had to contend this because I was actually there, and I was there for a long. I mean, I think Thailand, besides Brazil, is the longest country I've been in. You know what I mean? And I just didn't see that. And not only it wasn't just not for me, but that's why I think, and this is the only thing I'll say, because I'm trying to figure this out. Because you're not obviously, you said the exact same spot, so I know you're in the exact same place as me. So I think the only thing is it might be an age thing. It might be that, because I'm a Gen Zer, right? And the dudes that I saw that were doing well were also Gen Z as well. They were usually younger than me, actually, or they were like 30, something like that. So it might be that, like, once you kind of quote age out, like you can't get a girl with your looks or whatever, or like all the way through, like we have to kind of like throw a little bit more money, then it might be an issue. But I think if you're a young dude, like the dude who just asked you questions, I forgot his name, but the man that just asked him, that came up before me, I think if you're a young dude, right, you put yourself together, you go out there, I think you have a great time in town. I mean,
that's true.
I was just there, but wait, hold on, real quick before you go. I'll say this real quick, right? I'm going to Thailand and Japan next year. In fact, one after the other. I'll be going to Thailand first, right, for a month with a friend of mine that I made here in Brazil, and then I'll be going to Japan for 3 months. So I'll be able to tell the full scoop if things have changed, or whatever. And I'm gonna take this food for thought, because James, I value your input. You're a thorough dude. You know what I mean? So this is one of those things where it's like, okay, I don't know. This is just something where we differed. But I'm gonna take this food for thought. I'm gonna take a lot of videos, and I'll come back with more intel.
Yeah, all I gotta say, I'm gonna hook you up right now, IP man. That's another show, and I believe that him being in Ghana, that's another show too. That's a show right there. That's a good show. I think y'all should do that one. So you got one right there. I think you hook up with them and do that, because I want to tune in on that, and be real thorough about that, man. And talk about seeing prime Lupitas bouncing on 80-year-old white guys' laps. I mean, it's gonna make you cringe. It's gonna make you like want to.
That's most of Africa, unfortunately, man. That's most of Africa.
But not Kenya. Don't be messing with Kenya. Don't be messing with my Kenya. No,
what about
brother.
What about the dude? What about the dude who be passing the gift that keeps on giving? If you know what I'm saying, with 700 Kenyan women.
No.
What about that dude?
Yeah.
No, not here. But brother,
that's
different discussion, man. But let's speak about maybe go do a stream on Kenya in the future, James, right? But speak about
absolutely.
Why worshiping Kenya, right? It's very low, not a thing. Break it down for me, bro.
It is low. It is low, but they're out there and they're weird. This is going to sound racist. All right. The white people that I cross in Kenya are weird, and it feels like, they just feel like they're from another time. They're different, and you just kind of leave them alone. They walk their own. It's like it's like they're doing something. There's something else going on. And you look at them, it's like there's an underneath world that they're living in, and there's something going on that you probably don't want no part of. I'm just keeping it 100, and I'm not the only one that feels that way. Believe it or not, we tested this out. We saw some attractive white women out, and me and some boys out there, and we got rejected. And the reason why is because they're not out there for Kenyans. They're out there for other reasons. So it's a different thing out there. But when you see, every time I've seen a white person with a Kenyan, it looked like a arrangement. I've never seen it look like they like each other and it's all good. I've never seen it. I was all over Kenya. I was all over Nairobi. I loved it there. It was beautiful there. Beautiful, beautiful sisters, man. They're gorgeous. Their skin. I mean, you just get used to it. Beautiful skin, beautiful, flawless skin. I've dated a girl whose skin was just perfect. Looked like she was. I mean, she looked like a supermodel. I'm not kidding you. Y'all know I don't BS. If she didn't look like a supermodel, I wouldn't say it. She looked like a supermodel. Skin perfect from head to toe, every square inch of her body. Same complexion, same flawlessness. Natural, very sweet, very kind girl. And you know, she was just, I enjoyed talking to her. Are you kidding me? And that was my baby girl. And you know, she knew the deal, and she was like telling me about why I should come out there, talking about business opportunities. She was talking to me about business opportunities, dog. You know what I'm saying? What did she do? She worked in legal. And they got this thing where they saying passport bros out in Kenya, only reason why they like you is because they want a green card and they want money. There is no indications of that whatsoever. Zero. They have money. Every girl that I've dated in Kenya had money, had her own money. I came across a couple weird ones, but that doesn't count. They own money, their own job, their own crib, and they did not even hint at wanting anything from me. Now, if you treat her, she's just going to smile and appreciate it. She's human. She's human. You do something nice for her, you're a man that she's attracted to, and you do something nice for her, she's going to like it. She's a girl. You're a man. She's human. So that has nothing to do with it. You like her, you want to treat her, go ahead and do it. Now, if you start, just like Thai girls, if you start throwing money in both of their faces, Thai and Kenya, and they're gonna, if you let them play you, they probably will. That's women nature everywhere. Okay. That's just their nature. They don't even know what's happening. If you start splurging on them and you just force the simp world on their lap, they're just going to start playing you without even realizing it. So kick game and be good and be that man. Okay. Bring it every time you're with her. And that's going to be your girl. You know what I'm saying? And Kenyans got money too. I saw Bentleys and Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis and mansions all over Kenya, all over Nairobi. It's rich neighborhoods, black people.
Good. Awesome.
Yes, they got money. Hey, bro, I be up in the freaking clubs out there and they got bottles too. You pop a bottle, they pop a bottle. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at you like they not even work. When you're in the club, there's no hating. There's no negativity. Everybody's minding their business. Nobody's bothering you. There's probably a little push-pull if they see a girl, you like a girl. There's been that. You know, I got her, got it. But it's just like, that's just nightlife behavior. That's just what it is. But it's not like, oh, man, if you get in my face, I'm going to go outside and pop the trunk or jig you or something like that. You know, I'm going to pull out the machete, you know, England style. There's none of that. No, I mean, if you doing your own thing, you get your little VIP session, get your bottle, you know what I'm saying? Tip the bouncer, look over there, tilt your head. That girl, oh, the one in the pink dress, I got you. Go over there, this brother over there, he likes you, thinks you're nice, like you, join him in your VIP. Okay. Hit her up, start dancing, have fun. You go home with her, or you get the phone number, she go her way. You know why? It's because some girls want that kind of lifestyle. Some girls don't, you know? That's same in Thailand too. There's some girls who want that lifestyle, some girls don't, and they will let you know. But if it's your fault that you didn't read the proper signs, that she's actually a good girl looking for a boyfriend, and you gave her all the indication you just want a one-night stand and she just next you, that's all you. That's all you, all by yourself. And that's true anywhere in the world. You got to read it. If you meet a girl in a nightclub, you got to read it. If that's a potentially good girlfriend or a potential wife, you can meet a wife anywhere. Stop saying you can't meet a wife in a club. If she's there, she's there. Just kill it. And you didn't read the right signs. That's normal. But as far as Kenya, if you looking for a girlfriend, you talk to girls in the daytime. Don't go looking for girls in the clubs, because it's just, you're taking it away from yourself. You go to a club to have fun. Just have fun in the club And if someone crosses you, all right, just get the phone number, call her up and hit her up another time. It's whatever. But don't make that your choice. And that's what I'm going to do to find a girlfriend. That's true anywhere. But yeah, Kenya is a good look, man. It's a good look. That's why a lot of brothers who go out there, once they realize what they got, they stay. Y'all already know Austin Holloman ain't leaving Kenya. He's not leaving, and he has no reason to. I talked to him. He talks about it on the show. He has no reason to leave Kenya. He really doesn't. He's been everywhere. He knows the deal. He gets it. And he shrugged his shoulder. It was like, I've been here. This is where it is. Straightforward. Straight. No chaser. No chaser at all.
Where you going next, James?
I may go back to the United States. I think I talked just about IP before. I'm going into IT, and I may have to go back to the States to do it because the two schools that I'm going to that have already accepted me, you have to do on-campus training. IP knows about this, and a lot of times they won't let you do it in another country. Because they don't have links there unless I do it on a military base, and I'm trying to get that done. So if I can find a country, and I may end up in Japan where I could do my classes, do my shop, what you call it. You do your shops on a military installation, and just do that. So I might do it in Japan, but I got to find out. I got a lot of stuff to look at. So if I don't have to go back to the States, I ain't. But if I do, I'm going straight to Seattle.
Okay, let's go for closing statements. We're past 2 hours, and I want to end the stream. So James, do you have any closing statements, James, before I end the stream?
My closing statement is this. Race does matter, but at the same time, you also matter. There is white worshiping. It could be extreme anywhere you go, and it could have an uptick based on what's going on in the media at the time that you go there. Expect it. Do not downplay it, and be on your guard. That's it.
Thank you, James. Appreciate it, James. James, we got to the Kenya stream from you very soon, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, man. Much appreciated, James. Thank you so very much. Mr. Jam, do you have any closing statements?
Yo, read my PayPal, bro. No, yeah, but no. I don't like giving money to Google, man, but I feel like that's the only way you read it on time, man. But no, what I was gonna say was that but the reason why I got on is because there's white worship in every country. Let's just be real. They're the predominant race, right? That's just the truth. Okay, so it's really more so about arguing about the degrees. We're going to countries where the competition is less. Where if you're a 6 black guy, you might be able to compete with a 6 white dude or a 5 white dude. You know what I mean? There's some countries where you'll go, like you said, you mentioned Japan. I don't know. I haven't been there. I'll go there and I'll see for myself. But there's some country you'll go, you might be a 7 black guy and get outcompeted by a 4 white dude or a 3 white dude. And that's where it's just like, okay, clearly that's white worship. If that dude was black, he wouldn't get the same chick. So it's really more so about arguing about the degrees. Okay. That's why, when James mentioned that stuff, I was just there. I was there, 10 months ago. I don't know if things have changed, but where he talked about the clubs, certain places, I was in that area and I was there for a while. And I didn't just see me winning, right? I saw a lot of other people like me winning. But the one thing that I would say was that, we all were relatively young. So maybe that's the only difference. I don't know. But I think we're just, like I said, we're just arguing about the degrees here. So we're going to countries where, as a black man, it's not like you don't have to be Superman in order to get a chick that's decent. You could be someone who's a regular, clean cut. Essentially, you can compete almost as if you're a white dude. You're never going to be on the same level as a white dude, but get as close as possible. That's really what we're talking about. And so I'll speak to UIP about, Japan and Thailand again, because I'll be going there next year. And I just, that's pretty much it. Anyway, read my PayPal, man. Read my PayPal.
It's come from now, bro. Shout out to Shinobu Sensei for the support. Much appreciated, bro. Salute to you, man. Thank you so very much, bro. Okay, much appreciated for the support. Thank you, bruv. That's Shinobu Sensei for the support. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Chris. Do you have any closing statements, bro?
No, thank you so much for this. We appreciate you, man.
All right, thank you, Chris. Take it easy, brother. Look after yourself. Before I go to the guests, shout out to Chalo Tomas for the support. Asian spots guys get the most dimes. Local men number 1, 2 other Asian men, 3 white guys, 4 Indian guys, 5 black men. Women always follow the power dynamic. Wow, Indian men getting more women than black men? Do you give that BLX?
I'm not sure I follow this statement.
So I think he's saying in Asia, that's the ranking of how who women go for first. So it'd be local men, then other Asian men. So local men would be, let's say we speak about Korea, they go for Korean men first, then other Asian men, Japanese, Chinese, then white guys, then Indian guys, then black men last.
Nah, I think this statement's too generalized. You need to narrow it down to a city.
Okay, thank you, bro. Shout out to Ace of Space for the support. 90% of Thai women prefer Thai men. Many Thai girls who talk to us are the girls in the club all the time. Same for Filipinas. But have you been to the Philippines and Thailand before?
I have not.
Okay. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Ace of Spades again for the support. Just like other YouTubers who claim that ladies in Vietnam and China are wanting to get in relationships with us, but they never bring back receipts or relationships. Oh, okay, brother. Okay, thank you both for the support. So, Mr. BLX, do you have any closing statements, bro?
Yes. Something that everyone should know is that all experiences are subjective, and these cities change over time. So some get better, some get worse, but you're not really going to know if a city is good specifically for you unless you go there. So get into IT and get out there.
Facts, bro. Brothers, you can get into IT by, of course, joining my Python course, booking your IT consultations, joining Phil's cloud course, doing that for the next several months, setting yourself for success and seeing where that takes you, okay? Mr. Mr. BLX, I want to say thank you very much, brother, for your time today. This was a great live stream, brother. You give us your honest truth from both countries. On this channel, we speak about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want real life updates, and we will never lie to you on this channel. We're going to give you the full intel, man. So BLX, man, you did a great job today, brother. Thank you so very much, bro. Much appreciated, bro. Feel free to drop it anytime you want to, bro. So for you brothers, you know the deal, okay? I'm gonna need 100 followers, right? A shout out to those who hit the super chat as well, and the PayPal donation. Shout out to Shinobu Sensei for the only PayPal donation of today. Shinobu, thank you, bro. I much appreciate, bro. So as I was saying here, right? If you want the Munich, Germany streams, okay, and Shinobu says here in his super chat, every country has, so in his PayPal donation, every country has white worship. It's the degree of white worship we're debating about. That's a great point, bro. I agree, bro. It's a degree of white worship that, brothers should be concerned about. I think that there's a bigger degree of white worship in, let's say, China than in let's say, Japan, for a fact. Okay, even though both countries have white worship, in China it's a lot more. That's a great point there, bro. So now my point here, brother, is if you want the what's it called? If you want the Japan live streams, okay, Germany live streams, Spain live streams, okay, all of you need to get me to 100 followers on Kick and on Twitch. I am 10 followers away on Kick from 100. On Twitch, I am 13 followers away from 100. Get me to 100 followers on both platforms, and you will get those streams, okay? Because those streams are real time, and you need to know what's happening in Japan, okay? So you don't get got, okay? So you don't get lost in the sauce, right? 100 followers on Twitch and on Kick, you get those streams, okay? So let's keep on push forward for that. Shout out to Jace. Yo, Jay Scott on the stage. Jay Scott says, bro, been a minute, brother. How you doing, bro? Poland and Germany, black men shining. Facts. Germany, I was just in Munich. Oh my goodness. Oh, bruv. Woo.
I can vouch for Poland.
Brother, you been Poland?
Yeah, it was good.
How did the woman treat you there, brother, in Poland? And where in Poland were you in where the woman treated you very well?
I was in Warsaw. I went to Poznan. I went to Gdańsk, and one other that I can't remember. But yeah, the nightlife in Warsaw, it was probably some of the best nightlife I've ever seen. Like amazing women, and like it, it it's kind of how I would imagine how nightclubs probably used to be back in the 90s, where they were like VIP lounges, but no one was really using them. Everyone was just kind of there to like dance and have fun, not to flex on each other and whatnot. And yeah, the ladies were definitely looking. So I'm only sad that I had to leave so soon. I definitely wanted to go back.
But and that was across all cities you went to where women were checking for brothers.
Yeah, in Warsaw.
So specifically Warsaw was number one, and then Poznan number two.
I would say Gangst was also really good. I didn't have enough time to check out the nightlife there, but I definitely got some smiles and waves just by me walking around. So and there's not that many brothers rolling out there in Gangsta. Like I think I only saw one. So you're definitely going to be like a diamond out there, a rare element.
Wow. So Gdansk, Warsaw, and Poznan, cities where women like brothers. Those three.
Yeah, I'd say so.
How was daytime dating apps? Cold approaching. Did you do that in those three cities?
I did a lot of cold approaching, mostly around Warsaw, but I kind of stopped because I started realizing that in the exact same city, like there was a what did you call it? Like one of those cold approach groups that like brings a bunch of like dudes out there to like train them how to do like cold approaching. So that was kind of like putting everyone's guard up. So I was like, well, I'm not doing that. So I pretty much just stuck mostly to nightlife after that. So it otherwise it just kind of turns into it kind of turns into that same feeling where like you're walking around and people are trying to like sell you stuff. The same. Different people are trying to sell you like the same thing. You're just like, no, I'm done. So that's kind of what it was starting to turn into. So I just stuck to nightlife.
Facts. And you know what, brothers? There's some Poland Patreon intro, right? Let me tell you, right? Yo, Polish woman in the bedroom, slim, thick. Yo, like the Patreon intro shocked me in regards to Polish woman. Freaks, absolute freaks, slim, thick. They're basically black women. Apparently, when they're I don't want to get too explicit here, but let's say when certain things are off and you can see everything on display, it's basically a black woman's body but with white skin. That's how Polish women are. They got booty, bro. From what I heard. Is that true, bro? They got booty?
Yeah, that's for sure. It's no lie.
So you want to hear how freaky they are in the bedroom? It's on the Patreon. The Patreon's got everything you need, man. It's got stocks, crypto. It's got intel on foreign women and how they are in the bedroom. Join the Patreon, man. Be a lifetime member. The intel will always be on the Patreon. There's over 100 bits of content on the Patreon for you brothers, for your eyes only. Yeah, you need to know how freaky they are in the bedroom, man. And let me tell you that the best Patreon streams, right, are the Japanese ones, right? Because that's when I start getting, okay, is Japan really what it really seems? Because I'm hearing some crazy stories, bro. Like, should I say it? So it involved the sea. It involved a particular house. I was like, what? It involved a particular pool. Like, yo, Japanese women getting down like that? What the hell's going on? And I go to Japan the second time this year, and I saw some stuff. Women trying to get down with IP, and then I was like, whoa, what? That quick? What's going on here? Like, yo, you need to step back a bit, lady. And the Patreon confirms it. The Patreon confirms it, man. We got intel on Romanian women, Thai women, Indonesian women, Malaysian women in the bedroom, Japanese women, Korean women, Chinese women. Yo, the Chinese woman intel. Oh my goodness, man, yo, uncut, 4 hours. I'm gonna drop another one this coming week in regards to a particular country in Southeast Asia, and the woman there, they're pay conservative in the daytime, but in the nighttime, in the sheets, there's some freaks and screamers too. So, brothers, man, the Patreon's there for you, the channel's here for you, the IT stuff is here for you. You know, the crypto stocks intel is here for you. Where can it go wrong, bro? Where are you really with me? Are you focused? Because we're giving you the real truth, bro. Are you with me? Press a 2 in the chat if you're with me, bro. Press a 2 in the live stream chat if you're with me. Because IP is doing a lot for brothers, man. Either for free or for very cheap. IP is teaching you Python. IP is giving you the stocks and crypto intel. IP is giving you the foreign women intel. IP is giving you the, how countries are, how they operate, cost of living, women living there, IT. Are you with me, bros? Because I don't get enough support, bruv. The super chats are low. The PayPal donations low. I don't get it, bro. This information here is life-saving, bro. And, it's telling you the black man's experience. It's telling you the black man's experience, bro. You got to support me. You got to support me more, bro. Everything is here, bruv. Pardon me. Everything is here, man. You with me? Then if you're with me, then you join the Patreon. If you're with me, you join the Patreon. I've been in the field. I've interviewed women in real time. I've done everything. There's no lines on this channel. I've been on the field. I've cold approached women. You've seen me interview women. You see me cold approach a woman all around the world. What more, bruv? What more? Vancouver. Just checking some Vancouver content. Asian women checking. Yeah, I need to watch. let me post a Vancouver stream. So this one here, right? This is an all-time classic. All-time classic stream. International Passport, Vancouver. International Passport. International Passport, Vancouver. Look at this, man. This stream over here, right? On Vancouver, all-time classic, man. And I told brothers about Vancouver in the first place, right? So when you're feeling bored, when you're feeling lost, when you're feeling lonely, my streams are here, right, to show you the deal. Look at that Vancouver stream classic. Hey, thank you, BLX brother. Look after yourself, bro. Thank you, appreciate you, brother. Feel free to drop, bro. Much appreciated, bro. Look at that, man. That Vancouver stream classic, man. We may have to do like live streams on my previous streams when we just get popcorn and when we just chill here and we embrace. Korea's done for, right? Korea's debate on single mothers to embrace or stigmatize. They're pushing a lot of Western degeneracy in South Korea. Now they want us to accept single mothers in South Korea. God. Western women oh man. Single mothers are ugh. Keep them away from me. No single mothers. If a woman told you she's a single mother, block, delete number. Go back to your baby daddy, woman. Okay, so what was I about to say? Right, the Patreon got all the intel you need. Right, the Patreon got all the intel you need. Right, and I'm telling you, get me to 100 followers on Twitch and Kick. I'm gonna give you the whole 9 yard. Right, the whole 9 yard on. I'm gonna give you the whole 9 yard. Right, on what's it called, on Japan, because like, bruh, I want to say it, bruv. I want to say it out loud, but you gave me to 100 followers on Twitch and Kick. Yeah, you know, and it'll be several streams. It'll probably be around 5 streams when I'm gonna break down the true Japan, the good, the bad, the ugly. Right? No, I'm not giving up on Japan, bro. I'm just gonna give you the real deal, the real deal. Japan is 10 times better than the West, but I'm gonna give you the real deal. Step back, 1979. Cool kids never had the chance. On the back wall, right across the street, you and I should meet. Dun, 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 dun. There you go, bro. Like, the brother knows on Patreon. Fella, check out China part 1 and part 2. It's saying, thank you later. Facts, bro. Facts. Insane. And I got another insane one coming this coming week. Should I tell brothers? Do you want me to tell you what Patreon I'm going to drop this coming week? You want me to tell you, brothers? Right? Should I tell you, brothers, what Patreon I've got this coming week? I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Because this is over 3 hours of pure, uncut, raw, explicit, filthy intel on that country that will shock you, bro. It gonna shock you, man. Right? It gonna shock you. Do, 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 do. Step back, 1979. So I'm 13 followers away. No, I'm 20. No, I'm 23 followers away from 100 on Twitch. I want to get Japan, Germany streams done by the end of this year. Okay, get me to 100 followers on Twitch and on Kick. You're gonna get those streams. Should I tell the country that I got for Patreon? I don't know, man. Like 3 hours. 3 hours of filthy pure intel that will shock you. Like, I mean, what? We got over 90 people here. You need that intel because that country, right, is upcoming. I think that country, right, is probably the next hidden gem, the next gem of a country. It's cheap, great woman who love brothers. It's great weather. That country is upcoming, and you need to know the Patreon intel in that country. You need to know, bruv. And I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it this coming week. Probably on Monday or Tuesday. You're gonna see it. It's gonna shock brothers, man. do, 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 do. Oh no. Damn, look at this chick. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get back in the gym, man. Soon come. I'm gonna get back in the gym, get back to my best shape. Look up. Yeah, asking her, bro. Yep. Shout out to him. She's young. She's fit. It's good. He gets a game. All right, brothers, I'm gonna go to bed. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to our guests. Salute. Speak to you very soon. Peace.